is up, YouTube boxing family? It is K right here. I'm back at it once again. Talking on some boxing for whatchamacallit. For this boxing topic that I wanted to bring up for Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko. Yeah. So what I heard recently, shout out to Blue Blood. He had some pretty good insight on it. Yeah, he talked about this on his channel, but from what I've heard from other circles that are now bringing it up, Vasily Lomachenko says that he needs 7 months to prepare for Devin Haney. And I think this is a really dumb comment by Lomachenko. And now I think Lomachenko, in my eyes, will duck Devin Haney. I think when it comes down to it, like, Lomachenko, he has skills, don't get it twisted, but he's not a deadly southpaw. That's going to be the bigger problem out of this whole entire situation, because when we look at the situation to hash it out, what do we see out of Lomachenko? Great fighter, has a great, ability to make a fight very competitive when he sees the opportunity fit with his style. But when it all comes down to it, Lomachenko, he doesn't possess the it factor of being a late game fighter. And I think that's the biggest problem that Lomachenko fans don't want to acknowledge. But now it's like, everything's coming to light to show that, Vasily Lomachenko, like, he's just a very, very, decent base fighter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a C level to B minus level fighter. I wouldn't even say C level. I mean, he is a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. But it's just that at this stage of your career, like, you have nowhere else to really go. And I think that's not the biggest problem with Vasily Lomachenko. Because Lomachenko, like, he has skills, don't get it twisted, but it's just like, when we're, obviously reviewing the skill set of how far he can go, I think how it's all going to go down is that Lomachenko, if he's really trying to say that he needs 7 months to prepare for Devin Haney, I think that's really stupid. I don't think Lomachenko is going to be that type of guy to even want to mess with Devin Haney. And I think if he is going to avoid Devin Haney, it's probably just going to end up being, one of those fights where, Devin Haney is going to try to push for a proper date. But if Lomachenko's saying that he needs 7 months, what that means to me is that that's a duck. And then on top of that, he knows that Devin Haney, knowing that he's a Muslim, I'm not going to get too deep into the religious concept of his, of his activities, but Devin obviously celebrates Ramadan within May time, if I'm not mistaken, and he has to fast for his religious, preachings or his teachings. So, for Devin, like, it doesn't benefit him, and Lomachenko knows it's not going to benefit him because Devin has his own focuses that he needs to work on, and it's not going to help him benefit ending into how should I say the second quarter of that year. So I think Devin, honestly, man, like, he should just move up. I mean, Lomachenko, he's obviously showing to Devin Haney that he just doesn't want to fight him, and I think that's how it's really being shown out right now. I think, honestly, when it all comes down to it, like, Lomachenko, he can either say one or two things. Either he wants to fight Devin Haney and he's going to push for it, or he's not going to fight him. So I think, honestly, when it comes down to it, that's really how, like to me, that's really how I see everything hashing out. I mean, people could say, anything that they want to talk about for what Loma's going to do to Devin and what Devin's gonna do. But I think, honestly, man, like, like, if Lomachenko really wanted that smoke with Devin Haney and he wanted to take him down, I mean, he could have easily taken out Devin Haney, when Devin Haney was his mandatory. And I think that's the problem, because that's the bigger issue that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge right now. And I think that's what's going to show who really wants this fight. Because I don't think Devin is going to stay at 135 any longer. But if he isn't, I don't see why him and Shakur, they can get it going. Because if Lomachenko, if he's not wanting to fight Devin Haney, within like the certain time frame that Devin needs to fight him, then what's going to happen is that Top Rank, they're probably going to end up doing something that is going to either screw Devin Haney over, or what Devin can do, he can basically say fuck the belts, and I don't need to go any further to put more stress onto my body, because that's really what it is. I mean, that's really how it's all going to come down to. So, I mean, honestly, man, like, I don't know what else to really say other than, it's going to be like one of these, like, instances where, Devin is going to have to, prioritize himself, and how that goes down is like he's gonna have to really think about, the decision, because I think where it's all coming down to is just like, Devin, he has to, make this weight once more at 135, and it's not getting easy. But it's not to say Devin, he can't get a nutritionist or some form of a professional to get it done for him. But it's like, I think at this stage of his career, man, it's just like Devin, he should really go ahead and really start, thinking about, how should I say, like, he should really consider just moving up to 40, because I think 140 right now, he could just face Regis Prograis. I don't see why he can't do that. The WBC can easily, have that fight mandated to be next right away. So I think if Devin, if he's really wanting to get smoke, he should go ahead and, beat up on Regis Prograis. That's not going to be an easy fight, but that's a good, to me, that's a good pay-per-view level fight, because for one, Devin and Regis, that can easily sell, like, out west or down south. I think that fight would do great numbers. So I think, honestly, that's a really good fight for the fans, and I think Regis Prograis, he would definitely benefit off of a Devin Haney victory if he were to beat him. So I don't see why he would ever want to turn that down. So, I mean, either way, like, it's just something of which, like, Regis Prograis, he's going to have to, like, really think it through, because from what I'm hearing, he wants to face Teofimo. He wants to get him out of the picture. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, because with Regis Prograis, I'm not too sure what his plans are, but I think, it's gonna really speak volumes of, what's gonna be his plans coming into the division, with his belt. So, I mean, if the WBC is planning on trying to move forward with that fight with him and Teofimo, I mean, I'm not like against it. It's just like, at this stage of Regis's career, like does he really need Teofimo Lopez? Like, I don't think so. I don't think Teofimo Lopez ever deserves a WBC title shot, and it's not, like, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I don't think he's really gonna get that fight. Like, I don't see how the WBC can play political checkers to think that Teofimo deserves a title shot, and it's like, he never did anything at 140 to even get there. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see where things go, because if he does end up, how should I say, fighting Teofimo, and he washes him, because I think Regis, he'll beat the crap out of him, but it's not gonna be any of those fights where, it's gonna be close. I think Teo, he's really gonna get brutally hurt, and he's not going to be the same. I mean, that's just how I see it, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to really speak volumes come fight night, so I think that's where things are going to go, in this fight. So, yeah, as far as Lomachenko's comments of him saying that, he wants to, face, whatchamacallit, Devin Haney in 7 months, I think it's kind of pretty lame and pretty stupid, in my honest opinion. And I think, honestly, when it comes down to it, it's all going to show, come fight night of where Lomachenko really is at in this situation of wanting to fight Devin. And I think Loma's not going to be prepared in 7 months to even wanting to fight Devin. So I think either way, Devin, he should just say F Lomachenko, man. It's like, it's not worth anyone's time, and you're not really doing anything to even be up there. So I mean, yeah, I think Devin, him having to bring his talents out to 40, that would be the better choice out of his liking. And yeah, I think it's a better move for Devin Haney politically and physically, because Devin, he will have more weight, discrepancy to his advantage. And I think Devin, he's going to actually hit a lot harder at 140. I think that's where the rise of power will start to naturally build on Devin Haney. As much as I don't like to, try to throw that label on to fighters like Devin, to say like, he's pillow-fisted, I don't think so. I think Devin, he has power, but it's just like, at what stage of his career does he have to sustain that power? Like, I think that's going to be like the bigger problem out of everything. I think Devin, he could definitely scale his power to be good, to be respectable, but it's like, you don't need power to be like the absolute best in boxing. I think that's the bigger problem, because everybody that's trying to hype everything up on power, they think power is all about you just getting knockouts, and that's not really true per se, because it's really all about how much you prioritize your punches to actually be, successful. And I think that's what makes a fighter good in that aspect. But I don't know, like, it's all gonna show come fight night, because I think when Devin, as he gets older in his career, I think Devin's going to have a much better success rate, when boxing does, age up on him. But I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting to see where Devin's going to be, because I think Devin, he's going to have an amazing career at 140 and 147 when he moves to those weight classes. So I don't know. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where Devin is going to scale at that weight class. But I'm hoping things can definitely get a lot better for Devin. But for Vasily Lomachenko's case, to hell with him, man, because he's wasting Devin Haney's time, and it's just not getting any better. Like, I think Lomachenko, he's a sack of potatoes waiting to put himself in a much horrible position to end up failing. So I think that's just going to be like the play. Lomachenko is going to end up, how should I say it? Like, he's going to end up being like a, how should I say it? Like he's really going to be the, like, Vladimir Klitschko of lightweights, where everyone's going to hype him up to be like this next big thing. But I just think when it's all said and done, like Vasily Lomachenko, his career is just basically over the minute he loses to Devin Haney or he gets fed to Shakur Stevenson. I think honestly the Shakur fight is probably a more makeable fight at this point, because if Bob Arum, if he could just get that fight set up for Shakur, like, I mean, it makes sense right now. So I don't see why the fight can't be made. Otherwise, with Lomachenko, he's going to duck Shakur. So, I mean, you know, that's like my better, you know, prediction. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, let me know what you guys think. And, yeah, you know, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Salute to the mighty LDBC and TWT. I'm out. Peace out, guys. Bye.